Hello, everybody, and welcome to Kayfabe or Die. I'm the Giz, and joining me, as always, is my partner in crime, Johnny Deadly. Well, I guess we know what kind of mood you're going to be in, given the debut that happened.
I'm in a broken mood, is what I'm in
AEW. I bloody well bet you are. Well, before we get into the broken brilliance that infected our minds, because apparently now there's 3 faces of Hardy and not just 3 faces of Foley. Or is it 4 or 5? I don't know. I'm losing
count. He's
count,
got more personalities than a 3-year-old
just...
has tantrums on a Wednesday.
How many tantrums?
17.
Okay.
Average.
Okay. Right. Fair enough. Okay then. Anyway, okay. Getting straight into NXT now and away from AEW. We'll get back to that head mess in a little bit. NXT kicked off this week with Johnny Gargano in full heel mode, a la new entrance music.
He's got a whole lot of heart, but no soul.
As he takes on Dominic.
Yeah,
that was great. As he takes on Dominic Dijakovic after Dijakovic basically said last week that the Garganos are
for lack of a better description. Yeah.
So, well, pretty much like
verbatim.
That was essentially his promo last week. The Garganos, they came out, they
a whole lot of
they bitched, but screw them. Yeah. So Dijakovic comes down and it's him against Gargano, and this is great fun because Gargano is Gargano and Dijakovic is a monster that can kick people, and it's fun to see the different pairing because I've gotten so used to seeing Dijakovic in against either Damian Priest or Keith Lee in that whole North American.
Did feel like they were the only people that the 3 of them wrestled for quite some time.
It felt like we were in the old school Vince mentality of big guys only
Not
fight
today.
Big guys. No, not today, because today we had Johnny Goddamned Wrestling in against Dijakovic, and it was awesomely fun. And then in the middle of things, Mrs. Goddamned Wrestling for the great distraction. Yes, Mrs. Goddamned Wrestling came down for the distraction, and I liked how the 2 of them, because it was the same in Candice LeRae last week. We have Gargano coming down and channeling his inner fucking Jimmy Hart, and
that's great,
100% on side. And this time Candice LeRae doing the best impersonation of like fucking Sensational Sherry or Woman or Luna Vachon.
It's just
that
a real
distraction.
Nice asymmetrical role reversal depending on who's in the ring. Like when Candice is in the ring, Johnny's the looks, she's the meat, and when Johnny's in the ring, he's the meat and she's the looks. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, that's not exactly the euphemism I would have used.
If anything's been established through 12 or whatever amount of months of this show is, I'll very rarely use the euphemism that you would have used.
Yeah, true. Better or worse, true. Oh God, there's a wasp the size of my finger.
Is it the size of 2? Is it the size of the 2 little digits of your finger? Because then that's not just a wasp; that's a goddamn murder wasp.
There was a wasp about that freaking size, like same like thickness of my
murder wasp.
Anyway, he's gone now, so it's gone now. It's all good in the hood. But
start screaming Japanese at it. If it looks like it understands what you're saying, you could have an issue.
If I start screaming Japanese at it and it understands what I'm saying, we will have an issue because there's only certain words that I know.
You just need to establish that the wasp knows Japanese.
Anyway, moving swiftly along. Thanks to the assist from Mrs. Goddamned Wrestling, Johnny would take the victory against Dijakovic in what was a fun match.
Probably my favourite match of the night.
Really? To open it up with? Well,
not of the whole show. that we're doing now, but of NXT, I think this was the most solid match on the card.
Yeah. I think up next was Akira Tozawa.
Yeah, it was Tozawa versus Jack Gallagher.
Or was it
Tozawa versus Gallagher.
I just wasn't sure if the Imperium promo was up before it or not.
Sorry, I'm thinking matches. Let me just double check here.
As am I. But anyway, we can get back to the Imperium promo. Like I said, Akira Tozawa takes on Jack Gallagher as both guys looking for a second victory in the interim cruiserweight.
It was the in-ring promo where it's Balor giving out about getting jumped.
No, that's way later.
Moving from in-ring action to another event on the card, the Prince returns from to NXT tonight, where he will announce future plans following the surprise attack from 2 weeks ago. Is what I have written down.
But he isn't actually in the ring until way later in the show. They might say it earlier on in the show, but he isn't in the ring, and he doesn't do anything. There's other promos and loads of matches before Balor turns up.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, at some point, Imperium cut a promo going on about how great they are and how they're going to take away the tag team titles from Matt Riddle and Timothy Thatcher. We later on get a rebuttal from Thatcher and Riddle, wherein Thatcher says that Riddle's going to knock him out while Thatcher taps him out. So, should be fun.
They're a good combo for that.
Getting back to in-ring Yeah. Getting back to the in-ring action, as I said, Akira Tozawa taking on Jack Gallagher, both men looking for a second victory in the Cruiserweight Championship tournament. This was really fun, and I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit surprised at the outcome of this match. Because
currently, to jump to the end and then we'll get into the match, Tozawa takes the win, which now has Tozawa on top of the board with a 2-0. The only one.
Yep. Also, this is something that I should have mentioned earlier on, and it just popped in because it was prevalent for me again. It's worth noting that for this NXT, much like last week's NXT, you have Beth Phoenix, Mauro Ranallo, and Tom Phillips on commentary. There is a big issue with having the three of them on commentary. None of them is a heel. So when you have Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae in the ring,
three people being appalled at his behavior and no one backing up or condoning the actions that he's doing. I very much noticed that.
And at no point is it brought up the fact that everything Candice and Johnny is doing is very, very goddamn validated.
Don't get me wrong. Are they heels? Yes.
Are
they doing heelish antics now? Yes. But has the road
absolutely correct
the road
in
of
everything they've said?
Has the road of situation that brought them to this heel turn being a valid road? 100%. Literally the crowd turned on Johnny and his wife for standing up against the guy who literally tried to ruin their lives and murder one of them over the course of the last 3 years.
Yeah, and I think it's worth mentioning because it really does, in my opinion, do a bit of an injustice because without someone
let's be honest, without McGuinness there to validate it in the way that McGuinness does, because he doesn't just validate stuff in that weird, stupid heel kind of way. He actually, there's a lot of logic behind what he points out.
As in, there's a reason they're doing it. It's this reason. It's a perfectly valid reason. So, unfortunately, with McGuinness not around, it does, I think, detract a little bit from the character build and what could be there. And I feel it was kind of a little bit the same as well with Jack Gallagher versus Tozawa, because we didn't get anyone kind of putting over the fact that Jack Gallagher, he's come along. We did have Tom Phillips mention that Gallagher has made a new run of it. He's come back with this new image, the tats all over.
That's something they're drilling home for the last couple of weeks as well. Do you know what I mean?
But unfortunately, when Phillips is talking about it and when Morrow is talking about it, it doesn't have the proper impact for some reason. It seems like they're kind of they're making light of it almost. A fair play to Jack Gallagher for going along and doing that, rather than you said, if it was
there's no in-depth economy of opinion. It's all good guy opinion.
Yeah. If it was McGuinness there, he'd be like, of course he did that. This guy's a tough son of a bitch. He's had to do this, and he finally decided to put away all the crap. And once again, I do feel that commentary-wise, not having McGuinness around, or at least not having a heel color commentator there, does a bit of a disservice in regards to matches. But quality-wise, match-wise, this is so much fun. This was great. Tozawa needs to stop landing on his head.
Yes, he does.
Tozawa needs to stop landing on his head, because like there was a couple of spots where he landed top of his head in this match, and all I was thinking was, last week, didn't he nearly kill himself doing a senton on the outside? Or maybe not last week, but a week before, and
but I mean,
down onto the concrete.
Even when he did the senton finisher to Gallagher in this, when he snapped back from the landing, he seemed to crack his head off the mat as well.
Yeah, that was one of the ones where I was like, ugh. But as I said, I was surprised that that Tozawa got the victory in this, only because with Gallagher coming back and with them making such an onus on he's after reinventing himself and he's coming back stronger, it's just for him to get a 2-0 loss. And that's what this is in the tournament. It's a round robin thing. So this is his second loss. So he's not,
I think he's the only one with a 2-0 loss.
No, Tony Nese does as well, I think.
No, didn't Nese beat Drake Maverick in the first match?
Oh
no,
someone else has got 2 losses. Yeah, someone else has got 2 losses.
Maybe it is Tony Nese.
No, you're right, because Nese beat Maverick. So there is somebody else with 2 losses.
No. Maverick beat Nese last week with that bulldog from the top rope.
Maverick got beaten by Atlas in his first match.
Yeah.
Nese does have 2 losses.
Sorry, I'm an idiot. Sorry, Nese lost against Kushida first. Yeah. And then, it is Nese. Nese has 2.
That's a weird one, man.
Like, Nese is so good.
That's a weird one.
And he's your ex-champion. Actually, yeah, he's your ex...
Of all of it, he's literally the action figure of your fucking cruiserweight division. Literally. I mean, the guy, he should be cast in the next fucking He-Man movie or something.
Yeah.
You know, it's a no-brainer.
Well, I mean, like, even back when 205 Live was still fully functional and everything, I mean, it was always said that people were always wondering, like, how in the fuck are Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese in that division? Because it's like, they can't be 205. There's just so much man there.
They're 205 pure muscle with 0 fucking body fat.
True.
Anyway, moving on to the next match, we had Xia Li taking on Chelsea Green, as Chelsea is introduced by Robert Stone, as he's part of his Robert Stone.
I'm going to have to get into a patented Johnny Deadly fashion corner moment here for a moment. I don't know what it is about those fucking pedal pusher pants, man. But when I saw him get into the ring and he wasn't even... I really wanted to slap Robert Stone across the mouth. Hard. And from a man who who wears these pants like some sort of new metal rapper kind of guy, and they're hanging around my ass the whole time, for me to be like, pull down your... Wait, actually, I'd be screaming, pull down your pants! So that they go down to your ankles. Not in a... No, that also sounds bad. So that the bottom of the pants goes down to the ankles. He's wearing pants that are up around the back of his shin, is what I'm trying to say. And it looked stupid. And for some reason, it could be that I hadn't had a cup of coffee when I was watching NXT this morning and I was quite grumpy anyway. But I saw those pants and I was like, I want to smack him so hard, it's not even funny.
I just wanted to smack him because he's that kind of a character and it's what you're supposed to do with a guy like that.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. His character work and him making you want to slap him across the face is fantastic. Yeah. But he didn't need to talk today.
Maybe the pants is part of it. Maybe the pants is a deliberate tactical, inflammatory move.
Well done, I suppose. I'm probably going to slap you across the face if I ever...
Anyway, Xia Li versus Chelsea Green in what was a fun match until Aaliyah came down and got herself kicked in the face, but it was enough of a distraction to cost Xia Li the match. And perhaps we'll see Aaliyah being brought onto the Robert Stone brand, since he was nice enough to offer a helping hand after Xia kicked her right in the tit.
Like Aaliyah and what's the other lady that is always with Aaliyah?
Oh, the dominatrix one.
Vanessa Bourne. The three of them would actually fit into that brand quite well, because if you look at like the general stigma of the brand is, we're just better at wrestling than you, and on top of that, we are well sexier than any of you motherfuckers, which is pretty much Xia Li and Vanessa Bourne, or sorry, not Xia Li, pretty much Vanessa Bourne and Aaliyah's kind of shtick anyway before.
Bourne. Plus, if there's one way to guarantee that McGuinness just like stays stum for an entire match, it would be to have the three of them come out, because they're just like, no. Yeah, nobody talk. I'm enjoying the moment.
Beth Phoenix and Morrow tried to comment while McGuinness is just wolf howling from the corner.
But anyway, like I said, Chelsea Green taking up the victory there thanks to Aaliyah's interference. One would imagine Xia Li is going to be kicking Aaliyah's head off at some point in the not too distant future.
As I said before, she's a tough lady. She was doing push-ups with Sheamus on her back.
That is
Dude,
hot.
Watch some of those Celtic Warrior workouts with some like the power. Like I know you don't ever underestimate the power of a lot of the female wrestlers on the roster anyway, but goddamn man, like she is a freaking machine.
Yeah. Anyway, up next we had Charlotte Flair promo because apparently she's a face. Oh my God, this just hurt my brain. I have in my notes. I don't want to watch this. I love
the way she's a face, contrary to the way that everything.
Popular belief
and
of the
all
audience.
of her antics at the end of the fucking match in the first place. With
well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a few minutes because we had her promo first, whereby she just talks about how great she is because that's what a Flair does. Next up, we had Karrion Kross making his in-ring debut in what was a weird one because I thought it was like a vignette or something because Scarlett is singing his theme song and it's all smoke and things like that, and then it turns out that's actually his ring entrance. That's actually their ring entrance.
I won't lie to you. I very much liked this bar. The her singing along to the song just kind of threw me a bit.
I thought it was a vignette. If it was a promo or something like that,
that whole side of it didn't bother me. But it was just you could kind of play.
Did she sing the song?
I don't think so. She very much looked like she was lip syncing on the way down to the ring. Anyway.
Yeah, but you know yourself when you're singing along to something, if it's loud enough, people just think you're lip syncing.
That's something I'll actually need to research before next week. I have no recollection of her singing anything ever before, so I don't have any info in my brain.
It would explain why she was doing it. Anyway, Karrion Kross made his debut against Leon Ruff.
Damn. Huh. Yeah, I found that play on words very funny as well.
Yeah, that was
because he's a small, skinny 205 looking dude as well, with a very similar look to someone who just got let go. But
unfortunately, Karrion Kross spent the entire match shot putting Leon Ruff around the place with Saito suplexes.
Yeah, Saito suplexes are something that are a staple part of wrestling, especially if you watch New Japan, and to a point that you could be like,
yes,
it feels weird to see a guy just do this as a move in a match, normally as a kind of a full stop point in the match, unless you see Karrion Kross do it, where he literally put on a clinic on this is how you Saito suplex somebody.
It was like watching Taz back in the day going, this is how a suplex happens.
Well, this is why he's literally Vince's wet dream of a dude. Like, he's built like a brick schmeg house. He is tattooed. He's huge, and he's literally he's real kind of like revival level. He's all fists, no flips. He just picks you up and dumps you on your head repeatedly and then chokes you out.
Well, technically he's lots of flips, but those flips are you as you were flying through the air before you hit the ground hard.
Yeah, true. His flips are all suplex based, not him.
Yeah, he doesn't flip.
I will say you want to put the guy over as a goddamn psycho. Well done.
Yeah,
even when the ref went to lift his hand, just the look he threw at her, it wasn't that sort of get away from me angry thing, just that kind of you touch me, you're going to realize it's a bad idea, and then it's just like.
And even the ref was just kind of like, you know what, you're okay.
Yeah. And I liked how Scarlett came in then with the kind of, hey, I'll just pick your hand up here before you murder that poor woman. Hey, look, you won the match there. Hey, really good. Enjoy this. This is how you put Karrion Kross over. Yeah. And I loved how they had the misleads with Scarlett Bordeaux the last couple of months where she was coming down in the very Candice LeRae looking ring gear. Do you know when we saw her in backstage bits and things like that? I could be wrong. I'm going to say Mia Yim got jumped backstage by somebody, something. Scarlett Bordeaux was one of the girls that was helping her out, but she was very sort of Candice LeRae looking standard ring gear, which, if you remember, there was a lot of news bits that like it would appear that they're going to be desexualizing the highly sexualized character that is Scarlett Bordeaux. Nope. I'd say the only difference between her outfit here and what she would normally wear in the TNA days was there's no garter belt, which is probably, I'm sure that'll pop back in. Yeah, it was a little less lingerie than. That's about it.
Yeah. Anyway, after Kross's dominating debut, we had Io Shirai taking her shot at Charlotte Flair.
Before we get into the ins and outs of the match, actually,
I couldn't even enjoy the match because it's Io Shirai versus Charlotte Flair, and I'm looking at it going, she's not going to win it. There's not even a whifter of possibility that Io is winning this. So it's
I wouldn't
just
have had
annoying.
an issue with her not winning it. Where I really had an issue was there was no intentions of any way of putting her over as winning this match. She was literally a placeholder to get Rhea Ripley back in the title picture.
Worse yet, do you want to know what I learned from this match? Charlotte Flair really likes picking up Japanese girls and killing them. If you don't believe me, go check out the last time she went up against a Japanese girl in the form of fucking Kairi Sane, when she damn near broke the girl because Charlotte doesn't have patience for when someone else gets injured. Apparently,
there was a couple of real rough spots in this match, I have to say, and not in a just bad wrestling kind of way, just in a hard to watch. Like Io got dumped hard.
Yeah, because it really did feel like, okay, well, this is basically, we've all heard the rumors that Io isn't happy. So Charlotte has been brought in because she's a Flair, and we can't have something on TV without there being some kind of household name. So she gets the belt now, so she can travel all the shows because she's the only one that we want to do that. So let's just have her kill anything. And completely bury the talent that we've been building for the last 2 years, like we did with Asuka, that other really shit-hot Japanese wrestler that tore through women's divisions, which was undefeated until she came up against
which is they had no problem reminding us of several times on commentary. But
she's a face.
Look, all in all, it was an okay match. I really did not like as in personal opinions about who should be doing what and the way it's being done aside, as an actual display of wrestling, it was an okay match. But Io got very, very little in this. It was mostly Charlotte Flair doing a carrying cross on it, basically just murdering a girl up and down a ring. And then Charlotte Flair, the face, decides to pull out a kendo stick.
Yeah, because Io got in a bit of offense. You know, Io, that amazing female wrestler that was such a hot pick less than a year ago, or 2 years ago, whatever, because former Stardom champion, all this and all that, and she gets in one offensive move against Charlotte Flair, and Charlotte Flair breaks out.
I was not happy with this, and then I was even less happy with the fact that, and don't get me wrong, I goddamn love Rhea Ripley. I think she's amazing, but it was just proven at the end of the match you had no intentions of doing anything with Io. It was literally just she's a placeholder to take a beating and get Charlotte and Rhea back at each other.
What was the point in even having that ladders match for the number one contendership?
You've also made
this is what I mean. As soon as the match started,
an absolute dog's dinner of the woman now. Because when's the last time she proper won a match outside of the?
Not to mention that with the promo that Flair had done previously in it, where basically she shit all over every single woman in the WWF. That's exactly what her promo was. Every other woman can kiss my toes.
All right,
they all suck.
Moving into the final match of the show.
Anyway, no, it isn't. There's a bunch of matches left in the show. Shit. Okay.
Oh yeah, shit.
We had Kushida versus Jake Atlas in another round of the Cruiserweight Championship match. Kushida would take the victory here. I think that also puts him on 2 victories.
And Atlas is 1-1.
Yeah. Now, next up we had Finn Balor. This is when he actually did come down. He comes down to the ring and addresses the fact that apparently he doesn't have a fucking clue who hit him. So why the hell is he down in the middle of the ring? All this build-up and he doesn't have a fucking clue. Sorry, Finn, you look like a muppet.
I think the idea was he was coming down calling out whoever it might be.
But he didn't. He came down and he's like, I don't know who hit me. I haven't got a clue, but they'll pay. I don't know who they are, but they'll pay.
That's kind of a call-out, no?
This requires an address on a podium. This requires an address on a podium. Now, what was cool was, next up you had Cameron Grimes versus Denzel Desjardins, who Denzel apparently got eaten recently on Raw by Seth Rollins. So this was a fun match. Grimes Misty stomped the first time and got it the second time.
It wasn't a long match, but by God, man, I could watch him do that mud stomp to people all day long. It's freaking awesome.
Yep. After that, though, he decides to get on the mic and basically talk shit about Finn Balor, which is hilarious because Balor turns up behind him, looking at him kind of going, I'm here now. Slap me now. This looked better. When he was out whinging about not knowing who fucking jumped him, he looked stupid. When he was out standing behind Grant going, I'm here, hit me,
This is what I was saying in relation to I feel the first part of the promo was him doing the calling out. I feel anybody that comes into his radar as possibly maybe having an issue with him and wanting to possibly maybe jump him backstage, Balor's just going to start showing up and nailing people. I think that's what the main objective of the promo / this was.
I'll be honest, I don't know what they're planning on doing with Balor, but they need to give him some form of actual direction, because otherwise he's just swinging in the wind. They had something for Imperium a while back, and that was cool, and I understand why they had to stop that. But right now, if they want to have him being jumped by someone, cool, stay on it. Let's have some clues as to who the person is. Don't have Finn coming out sounding like an idiot that doesn't have a clue what's going on, and then responding. I would have that would have been cool. Fair enough, but like, something. Even if he had just seen a partial glimpse of him,
I'm not as upset with the way they played
that
out. Like, I get the fact that they're looking to not like blow their load too much on the story and tease it out a little bit. It's just that Balor hasn't had a proper match in ring in ages.
Yeah. Well, look. Anyway, finally on NXT this week, we had Velveteen Dream taking on Adam Cole for the NXT Championship.
Highly anticlimactic.
And this was, this was underwhelming. The match was all right. We've seen both guys do better matches against each other.
I feel
strong.
I feel the guys Fish don't know what to do. Like, you're aware of all the kind of shit that's going on with Velveteen Dream at the minute, yeah. Yeah, so there's like a possible scandal with him that we don't have time to get into. But I'm wondering, did that play into this, where they're kind of like, we don't know what to do with you at the moment because we need to investigate what's going on in relation to this before we can go putting a belt on you and moving you a certain direction.
I know this is going to sound stupid, right? But at least once upon a time back in the day, something like this happens, they just keep on trucking until enough stuff comes out to actually say, well, actually he is in the wrong. It's kind of like, well, it's just allegations. So people, that's the downside of the internet age. People can say whatever the hell they want. Doesn't make it true. But
you see,
if enough people start bitching and whinging about it.
Evidence of the messages. But he's saying he was hacked. And the only thing I'm finding out about the whole situation is anytime a wrestler's been hacked in a situation like that, WWE have been very quick to get to the bottom of it. Whereas this is like 2 weeks. This is rolling now, I think. So I'm just finding it a bit odd.
They're touchier. Anytime it's a female wrestler that's gotten hacked, they've been keen to get to the bottom of it. The male wrestlers, not so much, especially when it looks like it could be them getting into something that WWE would rather distance themselves from.
In that situation, you would want to get the hack discovered quickly to prove innocence. No? Okay.
I don't know. Like, I mean, back in the day, this has just been covered up.
You can't do that. Covering shit up these days is not doable. The government can't even cover shit up properly anymore. Like, do you know what I mean?
But the other side of it is, we live in a day and age where there doesn't even need to be an actual crime for people to say there's a crime.
With you there, yeah.
Anyway, getting back to the match. Cole versus Dream was shit for the most part.
Not brought up.
And what's worse is Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish comes down. Turns out Dexter Lumis was hiding under the ring the whole time.
I just don't get the...
He was backing up Velveteen last week.
I just don't get how that happened in the first place. It makes no sense to me.
I don't know. Maybe he fancies Velveteen and doesn't like seeing the guys jumping.
Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, the end result was Cole would take the victory, and yeah, like you said, rather climactic end to this week's NXT. Yeah, that too, because climactic end would be natural occurring. Anyway, we're running out of time on this, so we're just going to get straight into things. To bring us into the next segment, Rhea Ripley's theme song.
This is my brutality from Rhea Ripley with a real funny meme about Charlotte Flair. Catch you after this.
This is my brutality! This is my brutality! War of attrition!
Let's go through.
And we're back.
Plenty of stuff there. Yes, that was Rhea Ripley's theme to take us from NXT after she came down and came to Io Shirai. I'm not going to say came to Io Shirai's aid so much as waylaid into Charlotte Flair because, hopefully this means that Rhea will be getting the belt back because it's just better.
Charlotte's a bit too much of a championship cock block.
It's just, She's the female equivalent of like John Cena having a belt and never giving it up. Well, no, to be fair, he actually did. Lesnar never gave up belts.
Anyway, on to some AEW madness.
AEW,
where they are back doing live shows and they're back in larger sized arenas, but with still no crowd, but with a little bit more wrestlers at ringside, I suppose, for lack of a better description.
I think that they had a bit of a crowd. I don't think it was like the general public, but I think a little bit more in the way of backstage personnel filling up a couple of seats and things like that. With the extra
bit of space, you have the ability to shove some more people in there and still keep quite an adequate amount of social distancing going on between the audience members, shall we say.
Yeah. Anyway, it's back to normal commentary with Excalibur, JR, and Tony Schiavone on commentary, and it kicked off. Kicking off with Joey Janela
it was great
versus Cody.
Great to see Joey Janela back on TV. B, when you hear people talking about what an underutilized and underappreciated wrestler he is, it was totally shown in this match. This was a cracker. Real fun. Real fun. And he's got a whopper of a beard going on now as well. Well done, Joey.
And some decent spots as well. I like once again how we have like Spears and MJF.
I was saying with his new beard, he should go and investigate on beardstruggle.com. Plug.
Oh.
It's a joke.
Okay.
Never mind.
Okay. Anyway, once again, you had kind of fun aspects like Sean Spears and some of the lads on the outside. The betting pool is going strong again, despite his betting injury of a few weeks ago. You know, it's been broken and now over-healed.
MJF's a risk taker, and he doesn't care what sort of repetitive strain injury disorder he might be able to receive from all of this. He'll keep on betting. 100%.
Yeah. Anyway, this is a fun match, and one of the reasons why it's good to see Joey Janela on TV. Interestingly, because they were kind of going about how Cody had everything to lose, because he's got like a title match next week and there's no reason that he should have been in this match. And I do like how they play that aspect of it in AEW with the fact that why is he in a match when he's going to be going up against God's damned Lance Archer? You know, he should be kind of like not risking injury against someone like Joey Janela, who, to be fair, is not to be taken lightly because he's beaten all the really good guys lately.
He's on a 3 or 4 win streak, if memory serves me correctly, and it wasn't against any kind of jobber guys. It's all big main roster dudes. Yeah. And Joey Janela, even if he doesn't win, you're going to come out feeling a Joey Janela match because he'd be Joey Janela.
End result of this match was Cody did take the victory, but this was a great match. This is one of those matches where it's like two face guys giving a really good match and not accepting the fact that they're going to do what they need to do to get the job
at the start, just to go, okay, let's fuck each other up. Yep, moving on.
And at the end of it, when it was kind of like, for fucking you up. Yeah, that was good. Yep. Next up, we had a brief women's division promo going into who exactly is on the roster. Britt Baker, Hikaru Shida, God's damned Nyla Rose, who's back, by the way.
Yeah.
She comes out and there's a brief bit of a chat with Tony Schiavone where basically Nyla informs Tony that Nyla informs Tony that he sucks. Every fucking woman in the women division sucks. It's her division. Get out of her face before she kills him.
Britt Baker standing ringside listening to the comments.
Yeah, and then Nyla Rose went down and killed debuting 18-year-old Kenzie Page.
Poor lady.
Yeah. No, this was... to be fair, she did get in 1 or 2 decent bits of offense.
Yeah,
then Nyla killed her.
Woke up or something.
Nyla killed her. there was it a power bomb or something, and the camera cut to Kairi Shida, and Shida was just like,
yeah, 100%.
So yeah, Nyla Rose dominant in this match. Next up, we had a brief bit as MJF is sitting at home, one would imagine, talking shit as only MJF can, but it's okay because he's going to be returning soon. He's going to be gracing us all soon with his presence.
Yep,
which was actually really soon because it turns out he was down at ringside chilling with.
Well, I think what he was putting across was he's in ring from next week.
Yeah. I thought this was great. At one point, MJF and Sean Spears basically interviewing each other and talking each other up, while Shivani once again
human mic stand
did his job as a mic stand.
Excalibur called him that on commentary, I think.
No, it was someone
mean. There was only him, Shivani, and no.
I think it was MJF.
No, it was on commentary
afterwards.
Yeah, it was on commentary. I'm going to say Excalibur because I can't see JR saying something like that. No.
Really? I thought it was JR because I couldn't see Excalibur.
I nearly put money on it. I'm pretty sure it was Excalibur.
In any case, brief chat with MJF and Spears where they're interviewing each other, basically. Up next, we had Frankie Kazarian taking on John Max.
This was great.
This was a really fun match, and it was weird seeing Frankie growing his hair back. They don't have the SC.
Yeah, he's had the slaphead thing going anymore. For so long.
Since he's I've only known him to have long hair and no hair, basically.
Yeah.
Much like myself, I suppose.
Yes, but different reasons, but yes.
Yeah, genetics. Damn it. Anyway, but yeah, no, this was a really good match. Frankie Kazarian showing exactly why he is on top of his game. His first singles match in over a year. I think he's usually tag team competitor. But Moxley would eventually get the victory in this match, and then the Dark Order would appear and jump Moxley. And to be fair, fucking Daniels and two Scorpio Sky come down to lend an assist.
Yeah, because Dark Order came down as 7 initially, and then Brody and a couple of other lads came down as well, making it quite a large. Mr. Brody, sorry, God damn, he's going to kill me. Sorry, I'm very sorry, Mr. Brody. Apologies. We should probably do it. We should probably do it.
So yeah, he came down and
save my ass. If anyone's lonely or needs some career advice or looking to enhance their life, make sure to go to jointhedarkorder.com. Yet again, really sorry, Mr. Brody. Sorry.
Anyway, Brody basically announces his intentions for going after the AEW title, to which Moxley replies with, "Hey, but
I love Psycho John. Where it's just like, you didn't need to bring 10 guys down. You could have just been like, I want to fight. And I've been like, okay."
Okay.
Yeah, well,
it's true.
He would have too. Yeah.
He would have.
Yeah.
I want your belt. I'm wearing it. I know. Get in the ring.
Fond of
okay.
It. Me no care. Eat steak now.
Get in the ring. Okay.
Next up.
So next up we had Brandy talking shit about Jake the Snake, basically.
I liked this promo. If you think of the old adage that behind every powerful man there's even a more powerful woman, I liked how she's not Psycho Brandy, she's not Nightmare Collective Brandy, she's just, I'm Cody Rhodes' wife, I'm the chief Brandy officer of AEW, and I don't take no stick from no one, except for later on where she's going to take a lot of stick from the exact people she was giving out about in the promo.
Which leads us into QT Marshall taking on Lance Archer because QT wants to try and revenge his tag team buddy Dustin Rhodes getting creamed last week.
Well done, sir. You got a lot more offense in here than I thought you were going to, and the offense you got was good.
Yep, unfortunately, it just wasn't good enough.
I liked when Archer did that big charge into the corner and QT caught him clean out of the air. Now, granted, he never got to do anything. Archer got loose, but I was like, holy hell, that's a lot of man to just catch out of the air.
Yeah. I liked how Jake was kind of down. Jake the Snake was down at ringside. But I like the black fucking face mask thing. I felt he should have been wearing it the whole time. But anyway,
sounding like a pandemic paranoia person. I feel like he should have definitely been wearing it the whole time.
Yep. Because like Jake, you're like tipping what 70 now at this stage or something.
65, that kind of age, with some underlying health issues as well. Do you know what I mean? So like.
Yeah. To be fair, Jake's had an interesting life. So
but anyway, regardless, the Murder Hawk murdered QT Marshall. Then, during the match,
it's worth mentioning. There was an interesting bit whereby QT is on the outside, and
that's just what I was going to say.
Went to attack somebody with her shoe.
Yeah, Britt Baker decided she was going to try and beat QT Marshall upside the head with her high heel. Brandy came over and gave what can only be described as a MetLife level baseball pitch of her shoe straight out of the park. Babe Ruth it, gone. That's it. Britt Baker, none too pleased. Keep a mental note of that for later on.
Not happy.
QT Marshall managed to get in the kind of backflip enziguri that he tried. Then unfortunately, it did nothing to the Murder Hawk. The Murder Hawk picked him up, put him on the top rope, put him into the what's the name of that finisher again? The big flip of pain.
Death.
And yep, he died. And then Brandy was trying to get into the ring to see if QT was okay, but unfortunately Britt Baker came out and knocked her for 6 and rolled her into the ring in front of the Murder Hawk, who then you see Jake the Snake taking a stroll into the ring, and Jake the Snake with a snake taking a stroll into the ring. As a Snake fan, I wasn't particularly okay with this because he was mishandling that snake. He was quite aggressively holding that snake, which bugged me a little bit. I'd imagine some of it was to make sure it didn't bite the face off Brandy Rhodes while he was letting it crawl all over her body. I also liked when he went into the kind of sexy push-up on top of her while he was getting into her face, and then he made sure that the snake got in. It was very kind of a sexual connotations to the way the snake was being used.
There was a reason for everything they did.
As a snake and animal lover, I just found it... I could be wrong. I just thought he was handling the snake a little bit aggro, just when he went to pretend to throw it into the crowd and stuff.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, Jake Roberts of all people is probably well used to handling snakes.
Yeah, those snakes were notoriously mistreated.
I'm not going to comment.
Yeah,
I know, but I'm just not going to comment because
I just felt
I wouldn't
be remiss if I didn't semi-mention it. It didn't take away from anything for me. I just was feeling for the snake a little bit. But there was a very good visual left of Brandy being KO'd and having this incredibly huge python just scaling all over her, basically. Yeah, and it was great. Really good visual. Yeah.
Next up, we had Taz attempted to have a conversation with Darby Allin. More importantly, Taz attempted to offer aid to Darby Allin, and Darby didn't even say no thank you or anything. He just walked away in a huff, leaving Taz
what I found interesting about this was the angle commentary he took afterwards, where they were like, Taz is not the right guy to go messing around with.
No, here's the thing. They said exactly what I was thinking at the time. Because the look on Taz's face, and then they came in trying to... Because the look on Taz's face, kind of like, that's Taz, man. Don't fucking just... If it's one thing to say thanks, but no thanks. It's another thing
to just walk away. He slapped the mic out of the way and walked away. And Taz looked none impressed. Yeah. I'm wondering, are we going to get a Taz?
Yeah.
Darby Allin? Jesus Christ. Darby, I love you. And I think you're amazing. And I love... You are going to get...
everywhere.
Man... You do not know what you were letting yourself in for. He walked to the hospital with a broken freaking neck. He did, because he had so much muscle in his neck. He was unaware he broke it.
Your neck is broken. How did you get here? I walked. No, you did not. Yeah, I kind of did. Tommy was with me.
Anyway, moving on.
I was going to say, if there's one person capable of suplexing someone the size of Wardlow, much less Darby Allin, then it's God's damned Taz, because I've seen that motherfucker suplex Bam Bam
you didn't give him monkeys, man. Gravity's just a myth to him.
Yeah. No, gravity is a useful friend to him, provided he has the proper leverage at the time. Up next, we had the main event as Kenny Omega and Broken Matt Hardy / Damascus / Marty version 2.0
/ Matt Hardy as well. Don't forget there's just normal Matt Hardy in the mix as well.
Actually, I did it wrong. I should have been Le Sex Guys in a handicap match against Kenny Omega and the multiple faces of Matt Hardy.
This was my highlight of the week for wrestling. It was free. You can very rarely have a match that is hilariously good, but also intricately violent and well thought out. And this had everything. Everything.
Between Kenny Omega and fucking Sammy Guevara putting out some amazing spots.
Kenny
Matt
Omega,
Hardy doing the
Kenny
best
Omega
costume
jumped up on a pneumatic
ever.
lift, which was already 10 feet in the air. And then you just see him point to the sky like he's Sabu and just hit the button as the cherry picker just goes further up into the air. And then he does a freaking moonsault off it.
They actually 100% legitimately ran over Sammy Guevara with the golf cart.
So there was a lot of fighting going on.
Jericho got a little bit clipped.
There was a lot of fighting going on. Initially at the start in the ring, we had version 1 / Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy.
I thought it was Broken Matt at first. He came down and he had a weird thing on and he had the red hair.
Then Broken Matt took a bit of a beating and then version 1 showed up. A whole brawl and brouhaha goes on backstage.
That was great.
Matt Hardy gets thrown into a freezer. Kenny Omega's taken on Jericho and Sammy and Jake Hager to a certain degree on his own. Can I say no bouncy ropes for a V-trigger and Jake Hager? The V-trigger he hit Jake Hager in the face with. No momentum, no bouncy ropes. He just jumped up and kneed him in the mush. And it was fucking great.
It's also worth noting, before this match even got started, Jericho nearly got into an altercation with Pineapple Pete on the outside, and it has been officially announced Jericho versus Pineapple Pete next week. Oh, by the way, Pineapple Pete isn't his real name, or it wasn't.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I meant to say that to you before we went live. I was like, contrary to what that kid thinks, I think his name's Pineapple Pete now. Because even commentary, you're calling him Pineapple Pete.
It is now, yeah. And it's officially a match, Chris Jericho versus Pineapple Pete next week. I thought maybe he'd get involved. I was actually kind of waiting to see if he would get involved. What would Inner Circle getting involved in the match?
Anyway, some mental later, and Damascus appears from the freezer that he's been in.
Out of the freezer that Matt Hardy got chucked in.
Kind of tag, we'll say. He gets in a golf cart and he chases down Kenny Omega and Jericho and Sammy because Omega's kind of in a 2-on-1 situation. Then they clip Jericho. Jericho's out of the way. Then you just see Sammy Guevara just looking at the two of them and looking at the camera and running. And then there's this amazing visual of you see Sammy just tearing around the corner and you see Kenny Omega hanging out the side of a golf cart just pointing at Sammy Guevara going, "Get him, Matt Hardy! Get him!" And Matt Hardy, full pelt, driving the golf cart. And God damn you, you crazy Spanish god. He didn't try and take a clip. He literally jumped up and took a goddamn golf cart, cleaning the goddamn... It wasn't the head. He took it on the chest and the shoulders and it spun him around. But god damn, man, you got hit by a golf cart going...
That was... Yeah. That was like...
Jesus. It was absolutely... I cannot describe how much I enjoyed this match. It was just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Unfortunately, however, the numbers game would prove advantageous in regards to Inner Circle, as it wouldn't be long before Hager, Santana, and Ortiz all get involved. Matt Hardy gets taken out of the picture, and eventually Kenny Omega gets pinned by Jericho and Sammy before they walk off into the sunset, as it were, for the football stadium, which has the Inner Circle logo up on the fucking board in the background.
I have to say, I like the way they've kind of retconned and they're handling the Matt Hardy thing now, because it's not so much he's got magical powers and all of that like they were doing in WWE. Yeah, no, he's just mentally unstable. Got a serious case of multiple personality disorder going on and a drone.
Yeah. And the ability and the best ability to quick change costumes
80s
ever.
Superman to shame, the speed that man can flip in and out of costumes.
Yeah. It was just that was brilliant. I hope they could. I don't want to see it happening all the time, but I think for things like this, where your no holds barred matches, your total deletion matches, your theme matches, then you can get your multiple faces of Hardy. Otherwise, I think it should be one personality per match. It worked
for this because they kind of storylined it in well, where there was always something to give him a chance to get the flip, and it never looked. Yeah, I enjoyed this.
Yeah.
We still have another minute. We still have like 2 minutes before we need to start kind of rounding it off with the tune. So I ask.
Overall, I think AEW's first foray back into the live field.
Yeah, I don't super agree with the whole. Like, I'm just very twitchy with JR and Jake the Snake being back in a live show capacity, mostly.
The only thing, and they were very specific about it over the course of the show, was that they said every single person in attendance has been tested. They also made mention of the fact that the state they were in is one of the best states for availability of tests. Like, they really talked up the healthcare in regards how what precautions they had taken, how careful they were being. They were in a larger stadium, but it was still, basically it was either wrestlers that weren't working the show, or else I think certain backstage staff were allowed to be in attendance as audience members. Once again, they very much did stress how, what precautions they had taken and how cautious they were in the environment. I see this as just basically a first step. We're back to doing large area places.
You're going to have to,
we are slowly going to increase the number. They're slowly going to be increasing the size of the crowds. I see this as being a good thing. Anyway, overall, NXT and AEW. NXT a little bit not as great. AEW was good fun.
Did not disappoint this week, I have to say.
Yeah. Okay, that pretty much brings us to the end of things for this week. As always, I'd like to thank everybody for listening in. My thanks especially to Limerick City Community Radio, your city, your station, your voice, your willingness to let us put this show together and then put it out on the radio. Yay! For anyone that wants to catch more from myself and the Deadly One, we should be back with our live show Sunday night, where I believe we're going to be taking a look at some more screeners that came in the world of horror. Until then, we shall be back, same wrestling time, same wrestling station next week. I'm the Giz saying bye-bye.
No.
Johnny, anything you want to say? Well, you don't even want to say bye to anyone? Okay, fair enough. To play us out, we've decided that we are going to totally embrace the broken brilliance that is alive in the AEW by playing us out with Broken Matt / Damascus's theme song. We should be back next week. See y'all later.